Veronica's Wedding Bell Blues is such a funny Veronica's Closet episode. I mean, they're all generally really funny, but this one in particular I found to be very unpredictable and rather enjoyable. This is the 13th episode of the second season, directed by Alan Rafkin, and in this one, Bryce turns up at Veronica's closet to reveal that he is getting married. And Veronica ends up going to the wedding with Alec as her date, which I thought was quite nice. And something happens that I didn't see coming, and it's really dramatic but very entertaining. I'll talk about it with a spoiler warning in a moment, but to sum up very briefly, it's absolutely brilliant. Not the direction I thought it was going to take. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. We also have a subplot involving, well, everybody else and a kitten, a tiny white fluffy adorable kitten, and a snake. And I'll say no more. It's a decent enough subplot. To be honest, I feel like the narrative could have completely carried itself with just the wedding story, but I don't mind the subplot. We don't spend too much time with it. I didn't mind it at all. So, spoilers for the main narrative. I'm going to explain exactly what happened and why I think it's amazing. And, well, the reason I think it's amazing is the timing. I think the pacing was absolutely fantastic, and just when we're comfortable with the narrative, we think we know what's happening, something else comes along. So, spoilers from now, and that's something. Well, we have two dramatic key plot points, and the first one is when Bryce basically hits on Veronica, and she's obviously not happy about this, but she also doesn't want the bride, or I guess the bride to be, to go ahead with the wedding without that knowledge that Bryce was willing to cheat right there and then. And obviously that's disgusting. Bryce is a slimeball. We don't like him as a character, but obviously he's a brilliantly written character. And she tells the bride. And then a different bride walks down the aisle, and it turns out she told the wrong bride. I didn't see it coming, and it amused me so much. Obviously an awful situation to be in, but very, very funny as a viewer, and the interactions she had with the other bride's husband to be, I thought was very entertaining. And honestly, it's a brilliant episode. Definitely very funny, very unpredictable. The story with the kitten was fine. I like kittens. Kathy and Jimmy holding a little white fluffy kitten makes me smile. I liked it. But as I said, the actual wedding narrative could have carried its own if they wanted to go that way. But having a subplot didn't bother me too much. Really entertaining episode. Wasn't sure how I'd feel with Bryce coming back. It's been a while, but everything just went perfectly. Well, perfectly for me as a viewer, not necessarily for Ronnie, for Veronica, but I really enjoyed it. Definitely a very funny, very entertaining episode that I will always be happy to watch.